Hey Libra, Starseed, Light Worker, Twin Flame and Soulmates. I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's Collective Tarot Love Reading. Now we're just going to dive straight in there, Libra, and we're going to see what messages the cards have for you, for both you and your person's love journey thus far. So let's go, let's do this. Okay, so you were coming in with the Death card, and you were also coming in with the Fool card. Now just before I bust a move, I just like to say I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as counselling and mentoring, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. So let's do this, let's go. Just check the details in the description box. Now, coming in with the Death card is associated to Scorpio. Now the planet that rules Scorpio is both Mars and Pluto, and there are specific details there, and if your cards come out, then I'll be able to connect the dots for you, but at this point in time we'll come in with those two. Now Mars is in Cancer at this time, and it is in retrograde. Okay, now you're also, Pluto is actually in Pisces. Yes. Now you're coming in with the Fool card. The Fool card is ruled by or associated to Aries, and another sign here I do seem to think. Okay, I'll keep going. And what rules Aries, what planet rules Aries is Mars, and I've just spoken about that here in your reading. Now, I'm going to have to explain this. I'm going to have to deep dive and break it down, these two cards, so that you're able to connect the dots for both you and your person. So with these two cards coming out here, well, it can say one of two things. There's a need for change. There's a need to end out a past. When you're coming in with the Death card, it can talk about negative attachments here. Okay. Toxic patterns of behaving. Negative attachments here. These negative attachments are actually associated to a past pain, hurt and fear of neglect, abandonment and rejection here. And there's a need to face the truth. This is what your reading is saying. The truth about oneself and one's reality here. Now, what it can also talk about here is that you recognize that. Both you and your person recognize that. You both know that stuff needs to change here. Because what it talks about here in your reading is that both you and your person have been through a hell of a lot. Many tower moments is what I'm getting. And also negative patterns of behaving here. Because coming in with the Fool card, what it talks about there is that in the past, the actions that both you and your person took was from a negative here, was from a negative mindset. It came from your negative emotions here. And so the action here, coming in with the Fool card, there was a risk element, but you took that risk. But that risk led to consequences is what your reading is saying. And these consequences are bringing in an ending here. Now what these cards can also talk about here is that you faced that too here. Take what applies here. You both faced, you faced your own negative. You went through that here. Because the Death card in itself is a cycle. It just doesn't happen like that. It takes time. It takes time to work through negative attachments, because these negative attachments can go quite deep into a person. And because you've dealt with that here, coming in with the Fool card talks about self-improvement, self-development, because when you end out your past negatives here, it's like you get stripped and you've got nothing left here, because you go through releasing, you go through transmuting here, terrible moments, and so there's really nothing left inside of you, so you have to rebuild it here. Rebuild your confidence. You're coming in with self-development, like I said, confidence, self-worth, self-love here. And yes, there are obstacles and challenges when you're coming in with the Fool card. You will face that, where you will get pulled back into the past here, into a past program. And you also have to face your fear of rejection, your fear of abandonment. Those are all the challenges that you go through. You're coming in with, it's like it's just raw emotions here when you come in with the Death card. And in terms of the rebirth isn't actually the relationship, the connection, the dynamic that you have with your person. The rebirth is actually self. Hence the Fool card, the journey of oneself here. And that's what I'm picking up with both these cards here in your reading. See, these two cards are talking about the realistic approach to creating changes here. Because Pluto talks about changes, but how do I change? Here, what is it that I need to do? And like I said, it's the courage. It's the courage to face one's fear. Here in your reading, I get terrible moments here. I get consequences here for taking certain actions. But these actions, this risk taking that both you and your person went through, came from a negative point here. Now, this is about planting positive seeds, but these seeds are about you and how you see yourself, so that you're able to manage and cope when you get triggered by your person. This is both you and your person. This is how these two cards are coming in. Because there's adversity here. There is, how can I say it, test of willpower here. There's control here, trying to control the other person. This is both you and your person here. Hence why you take certain action in terms of the Fool card, certain risks here. And those risks, they didn't pay off. They didn't pay off for you. And you know that. You know that coming in with the Death card. Like I said, there is a need for change. But the change isn't your person, and the change isn't the relationship. The change is to do with oneself. Your person changing for them. They've got to want to change, and you changing for you, because you know you need to change. You want to change here. That's how they're coming in. That's how these two cards are coming in. And so what it also talks about here is that there's difficulty in these changes here. See, what it can talk about there is creating changes in your environment, but not creating changes within yourself. That's something else that I'm picking up here as well. So that you can attract what you want towards you. This is also what I'm getting here. So that you can attract that positive towards you, as opposed to attracting negative towards you here. negative situations, people and things. Yes, of course, you always attract negative, because negative is, and positive, that's yin and yang. The light will always attract the dark and vice versa here. But you've got to know the dark. You've got to know the negative in order to embrace the positive here. And that's what these two cards are talking about here in your reading. Hence why there is a need for change. That's how it's coming in. Yeah. It's coming in as a calculated risk here, as opposed to just taking a risk from a negative here. I get there was a lot of risk taking here for both you and your person, and it came from a negative where your person may have pissed you off, you pissed your person off, they took some kind of action here to piss you off. It's coming in that way with these two cards, hence the need to change. Now you were coming in with the Nine of Cups, you were coming in with the Three of Pentacles, and you were also coming in with the Queen of Wands. And so what this talks about here is what stops you, what you need to work on here, what you need to clear out here, what needs to end here in your reading. With the Nine of Cups coming in here, what it talks about there, it is coming in as expectations here, but this expectation, what it talks about there is it's from a past program, so it should be this way. My person should be this way. They need to be like this. This is what it also talks about, but it can also talk about here is overindulging here. How else can I put that? See, what it tells me here is that with the Queen of Wands can be quite reptilian. The Queen of Wands can react, is what it's saying here. Yeah, of course, very, very attractive is the Queen of Wands. But what your reading is saying here is that there are two sides to this Queen of Wands. And with the Nine of Cups coming out here, what it talks about there is that there are expectations here that you have to meet when it comes to the Queen of Wands. You're coming in with reprogramming here, reprogramming. It can talk about, here in your reading, like I said, reptilian. This person is quite reactive here. Where it's your communication and also your actions here. Like I said, with the Fool card here, the risks here. Yeah, of course, it talks about someone who has crystals and lights candles and stuff like that here. But does it a little bit too much, coming in with the Nine of Cups, where it becomes a pattern and a habit. And you can also be quite, you could develop an addiction for the crystals and the candles and the Reiki here. And it's how you use it. See, coming in with the Three of Pentacles, it talks about reprogramming here. So it's how you use the crystal is what it's saying. Because some people will use the crystal because they have a fear element here. And so having the crystal keeps that fear at bay, but in actual fact, what it talks about there is that the fear is still there. You just haven't dealt with it. It's like needing the crystal every day, needing the crystal morning, noon and night here. Hence why you are coming in with the Fool's Journey. Hence why you're coming in with the Death card. Because what it can talk about there is that the crystal isn't working. It's not as effective as it was in the beginning. The candle and Reiki here, because it all comes down to how you use it. What is the reason that you use it here? And so once again, when you're coming in with the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Cups talks about happiness here. But with the Three of Pentacles, what it talks about there is there's definitely an element of change that needs to happen. And I do talk about reprogramming here. And reprogramming will come in once you end out the past cycle. And you focus on yourself, your own development here. Self-development is how I see the Fool card. Yeah. Because I get you need it all the time. Both you and your person, you need the crystal every day. That's how I get it. You need the candle every day. You need Reiki every day. All right. So, let's see what other messages the cards have for you. Queen of Cups, Six of Swords. You have the Page of Wands and you have the Four of Wands here. You're coming in with the Six of Wands, so there is confidence here, but there's an ego here as well. Okay, so you have the Queen of Cups, you have the Six of Swords here. You were coming in with the Page of Wands and you were also coming in with the Four of Wands here. Okay, let's have a look at these. So coming in with the Queen of Cups here, once again, it is coming in as filling your cup of love here. I do get that here. See, it comes down to loving yourself. This is what it talks about here. The potential outcome. Yes, you are coming in with the Ten of Cups, ultimate abundance here, but this Nine of Cups needs to be different. This Nine of Cups has to do with all about yourself. You're coming in with union with self here, so that you can have union with your person here in your reading. This is also the Empress here. And so, it's coming in as learning to love yourself, coming in with the Fool card here. Your person definitely sees you here, Libra. They definitely see you. They see you as the Empress here in your reading. Okay. You've got you're coming in with the Six of Swords, the Four of Swords. You're actually coming in with the Ten of Swords here. and it talks about a huge ending, and I spoke about that here. But that huge ending is coming in as what you need to end out. There's a huge realization here. What I get with the Six of Swords here, it talks about, and you were coming in with it, I get here there was a need for change. That's what I'm getting. A need to end out a past cycle. Yeah, because this cycle is still going. This cycle is still continuing. They're still on the same cycle. It hasn't ended yet. So, that's how it's coming in. So that you can have victory here. So that you can have victory. This is what it's talking about. But what it also talks about here is I don't want to be forced to change. I don't want to be forced to change, because this is coming in like this here. Okay? There's challenges, there's obstacles in the way, and that's exactly what the Fool card is saying. See, the only one holding you back is both you and your person. This is what it's also talking about here. It's yourself here. It's the fear to change. This is both you and your person. That's how this is coming in. So you're coming in with the perception of love here and the truth about love. Here in your reading, the truth about true and real love first comes within. And when you love yourself, this is what it's saying. This is for both you and your person. Then you're going to, it gives you that courage to face your fear, to walk away from a past cycle here. To fully end out the past cycle here, Libra. So let's have a look at your advice. So you're coming in with the Three of Swords here, and so you are coming in with endings here. Yeah, but this is about you, and this is also about your person here. You're coming in with healing from heartbreak. The heartbreak isn't between you and your person, and of course it affects you, and of course you've learned some big lessons, so has your person. But what this is talking about here, and you know the truth here, because that's your sword right there. It's both you and your person, and you came in with that sword in the beginning. The truth is, it's about why do you need the crystal? What is it that you truly fear here? In terms of this heartbreak, when did you first feel this heartbreak? Where did it come from? And that is the start point. See, you've got to find the trigger here, so you can understand what it is that you are avoiding and what it is that you ignore. This is both you and your person here. See, it comes in as it is coming in as leaving negative attachments here. It is. I don't know how else to say it. All right, Libra. Yeah. It's to face the truth here. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for your reading, and I will catch you later. Bye.